So the course is, of course, the usage of artificial intelligence and these type of technologies in the business world, in business management. Yes. So we are going to look at, and business world, of course, is a very vast field. There are different type of businesses. So we are going to look at a couple of examples from different industries. But as we are looking at different examples, please be mindful that you need to link it with other industries. Yeah. So for example, yesterday we looked at female robots and male robots, and companionship, relationship, those type of things. And then the discussion went towards relationship and those type of things, and that is fine, no problem in that. But think about business management. Yeah, business management. So what is business? What businesses do? Businesses are not anything without customers. Businesses are offering some type of product or service. Most of the times either it is a product or service or a combination. That is what businesses are doing. And then they are giving that product or service to someone. Who is that someone? That is the customer. So customer is looking for that product or the service provider, and outside of that, all the issues which customer is going to face. He would like to be listened to, be heard to, be read to, be seen to, and the problems he's facing, he try to solve. The business manager try to solve that. So that robotic, the how the discussion went into relationships and that side. Again, that is fine, but try to think of that as they have made a robot, and that robot is understanding. They had empathy, they have feelings, they understand customer situation and try to solve that. So the reason for picking up that example, and we're going to talk about that today also somewhere and show you some clips on that, is that we somehow the conversation went into male female relationship and romantic and that type of thing. But because we are trying to do artificial intelligence in business management, so you can put that same whatever you have created, the avatar or the thing which you can touch, or the robot, that as a supplement for a beautiful customer service who is understanding, who is knowledgeable, who can read, collect data, look at other customers complaints which they have submitted through chat boxes, Twitter, different type of mediums, Facebook pages of the company, read them, analyze them, and then see what is the problem and then try to solve it. So today when we will discuss that aspect, try to focus on this one. Yeah. If possible, but of course you can talk about, it is your discussion. So I will just play with wherever the commentary of the class is going to go. Anyways, so good thing would be to look at various type of technologies which would be available, but I'm not going to do in the class. I've posted the link, the top one, that you can go over in your own time. I do that in some other course, which is productivity and quality management in class. But I have posted that link there for you for your reference. If you are interested, you can look at that. So look at this. So we are going to look at different industries and watch clips and see how our discussion goes. So for example, travel industry. Yeah, so here is a link. Let's look at what it is trying to say. So how artificial intelligence is changing the travel industry, for example. So yesterday that all the debate, that romance and all of that, yeah, that same companion that is serving, just imagine that companion serving as a customer app. Yeah. And then think how the feelings are. Of course, some friends were saying that they would not like that a time comes when that machine would have feelings and so on. But maybe because the discussion went into male female, that type of relationships. But if you convert it to this type of field, for example customer service, think about the possibilities. So of course I'm just highlighting things, not going to go too much into that, but because everyone is interested in different fields. So uh, at the end of the session, if it is a very big possibility that the field you are interested in, I have not posted anything on that, that is very likely. So that is on you to look into your industry and try to understand what is happening there. So the role of AI with the travel industry, please link with the discussions we already had in the last three classes. Yeah, chatbots, online customer service, how that is going to transform the it is, and these things are already being done, not talking about the future. These things are already, companies are already doing this, and you are aware of these things. I think that you have had experience where you go on some website and there is a chat box, you go there and you start putting in your information. Many times it is you are talking with a chat bots. You are, sometimes you also talk with real people also, but it's more expensive. So that is why they have, depending on which industry it is, they, if the, well, what type of questions are there, they put in these type of chatbots. Some examples are there, you can look into that. I'm going to play a clip and then see.
Hi, Connie.
So, so all clips I'm going to go are very short, uh, most of them, if not all. So pay attention as the clip is being played. If you want to see it in your own browser, please go on the website and click lectures, and then click artificial intelligence and her applications, and there you are going to find all the clips. Yes. So
how may I help you? I am his newest concierge in training, thanks to a pilot project between Hilton and IBM.
Hospitality is a really interesting use case for Watson because inevitably you have people who need information. They need to find a restaurant, they need to find a park, they need to get directions.
We operate in a very crowded industry, so innovation is key. Innovation has to help solve problems operationally. Innovation has to help our customers. It's an opportunity to really delight customers in ways that they don't expect.
We're really excited about being able to build out the cognitive learning capabilities with IBM and Watson at the same time as we have Connie interacting with our guests.
It's much more natural. It's something that people can identify with. It's much more comfortable, and something that allows them to have a more insightful interaction, actually.
It allows us to really serve people, understand what they're looking for, sense their emotions, sense their level of urgency.
To be able to take robotics and artificial intelligence and introduce it to the hotel business as a way of helping us operate more efficiently, helping us to delight our customers, it's a big dream.
What excites me about this partnership is the courage of Hilton to try something new, the courage of Wayblazer to build on the technology. So that courage is going to push us to continue to advance Connie. And that's also going to allow the humans who work in those hotels to go beyond that to help people even further by having Connie do the basic things.
Goodbye. I hope to be able to help you with Hilton Hotels again soon.
yeah, so very interesting short clip there. Now you can maybe say that you don't like the how it looks, and that is fine, but you can put the hand, you can put the skin, you can put the hair, you can put the face, whatever you want. You want it to look whatever, male, female, whatever, those things can be done. And then think about other type of things, for example maybe the application of it. And it's not just in the travel agency, travel in the industry, anywhere where basic type of questions are going to ask. You are entering an establishment, there is a robot nicely dressed, with good looking, handsome, whatever you want to call it, and asking your basic pleasantries. It would have, now you have to link it with previous discussions, because I would not be able to repeat the things or make linkages for you guys because the time is short. But you can think about, like, the its ability to remember you. It is in its data, so it will remember your face because it can see. It will remember your name, and it is not going to forget. Human beings might forget names and all those type of things, especially a place where a lot of people come, but because it can take a lot of data, it's technology, so it's going to remember. Not just that, it is going to remember the type of conversation which you had with all of it. Thanks, Bina, for this very good. Turing is something test which I mentioned briefly, I think yesterday. So you guys need to read on it. It's a basic test, and the history and all of those things. So you need to read on that. Thanks, Bina, for that. And um, um, it will remember the type of conversation you had. For example, conversation. It will remember the questions you asked. It will remember who came with you, and so the next time you come, it's going to ask you, where is your handsome, where is the handsome guy you came with last time. Now it can be problem that if next time you are going with some other handsome guy, but if that is not the issue, then you are good to go. And in the video they spoke about innovation. Yeah, in the video, the guy spoke about understanding in this video, and you could recall that in yesterday's conversation also this thing came, understanding. People really crave for understanding. Uh, Many times when relationships don't work, we don't have that understanding, they say. We did not get develop that understanding. And or when we like someone, we say, oh, yes, it's going good. He understands me. He understands what I'm saying. Yeah. So uh, or she, whatever. Yeah. So, and in the video, in this one they spoke about sensing sensing emotions, sensing emotion of a customer, link it with business management. Yeah. Customer is coming to the business. Now this AI is going to sense, feel uh, the emotions, frustration in the voice. In the video they said level of urgency, how urgent they seem, what is going on. All those type of things are going to be part of that. And further, not add it on the website, but run searches for China, and or Asia, Hong Kong, and these type of countries who take a lot of AI and technologies, who are more advanced. And look for hotels, and you are going to find hotels where a lot of AI they are using, a lot of it. So please run searches for China. I have posted this, for example, this link here. For example, this link is saying certificate in AI in investment banking, for example. Yeah. So it doesn't matter whatever your field is, you are in construction, you are in industry, you are in music, you are in art, you are a designer, whatever. Business is a vast field. So in that, try to run some searches on like artificial in that area, and then look for some certification, some diploma, something like that, where they are particularly trying to get into your area of interest, and try to see that. You don't have to like pay for those type of things. In today's world, a lot of information is available online, and you can spend some time there. But of course, ask someone who is maybe a little bit well read on it, or they have been reading on it in that field for some time, and they can also guide. So for that reason I said, because we were talking about career also yesterday, so for that. So now, but now this one is, the example is travel industry. Yeah. But again, for our reminder, the application is huge because it's business management, customer service, relationship is going to come, someone is there to serve, how understanding they are, how they have empathy, all of those things now you can bring into this. Next example I want to look at is facial recognition, and this is an example of that. We did speak about facial recognition and so on, but let's look at this example. And then yeah, again, very interesting example here. Yeah, so look at this, what is happening, the usage of facial recognition in a business establishment. You come in the bar, your face is recognized, you are given a number, the screen tells you how many people in front of you, how many people behind you, how much time it will take. You can go out now if it is like 10 minutes and you want to do something else, you go out, do your thing. Sometimes they also give you some type of buzzer or something which you can carry with yourself, and it is going to vibrate or make some sound which will alert you, and then you can come back. So in that way, you would not, everyone will be served in the order they came, no jumping queue. You are bringing in equality in that sense, no bias. Yeah. uh, um, so um, you don't have to stand very close with each other because COVID-19 situation and all of that. Application is huge. Application is huge. And now this example is a bar example again. Just like last one was industry example, but it can be used wherever you want to now plug it in. Same way this one is a bar example, but the application is huge in business. Now that is your job to think about that, and once we start discussing, you need to be creative in your discussions, and also in the chat box where you guys are chatting, and once we will start discussing in some time, you will be using your voice. You have to be now creative and try to talk about something else which I have skipped. So to make the discussion rich, we don't want to repeat the things which may be already said in the last 3 days, or maybe what I have or I would have already said. And there are so many things which you can say based on which country you are coming from and what is happening there. For example, I was the year before COVID-19 spread. 2019, in 2019 summer, I was in Europe for these similar type of engagements with conferences and lecturing and so on. So I was in Netherlands, and I was in Hanze, in Netherlands, Holland, and there made some friends, of course. And one of the friends, in the evening, it was evening, I remember, and he said that he was from that country, English guy, and European guy, and I'm forgetting which country exactly he was from, but he was uh, he was definitely European. And in the evening, we were just chilling, and he said, "Let me take you to a bar." And I said, "Bar? Well, I don't drink, but so why we should go to bar?" But he said, "Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from, but I really want to take you to the bar." So I said that can go somewhere else, but he said, "Let's go, man." I said, I won't drink or anything, but okay, if you want to go, I can go there. There's nothing wrong in going, but you have to just understand where I'm coming from. So he said, yes, okay. So he took me there, and I enjoyed so much in that bar. Now, what happened in that bar? Well, they were using various types of technologies in that bar. Various type of technology, like they had robotic arms in that bar. I'm forgetting the name of that bar, but if you just run a Google search, you type Hanze, Groningen. Hanze was the name of the, I think, school. Groningen, something like that. And Netherlands, and you type bar, and you type technologies. Robotic arms were there. They were picking up the bottles. They were mixing the drinks. I see so many things they were doing. So I asked uh, that uh, that gentleman who was there, and as I was asking, my friend said to me that okay, let's go, because you did not want to come to the bar. And I said no, I need to stay here now. So I spent a lot of time in that bar, and he was, at the end, he was saying, I want to take you other places because you are here for a short period of time, so want to take to other places. But I spent time there, and I asked him so many questions and those type of things. And this is 2019, so, and I saw it myself there. So that was very interesting. And other things also in that trip, I also went to Hong Kong, and there also a lot of things I saw. But anyways, so now the application, you would have to now think about it. Don't just limit it to this type of situation. It is now linked with any type of situation where the face can be recognized, and so on. Yeah. So that you would need to do in your own time. Yes, sir. Yes, Jan. Please go ahead.
Yes, thanks. Actually, yeah, quite interesting contribution. I'm from Berlin, Germany, and what I see here is I won't see that facial recognition would be possible, especially with AI, would be possible here in even the bar scene. We have a lot of bars, also clubs, where when you go inside, they cover up your cameras, your smartphone. They make really sure there's like no camera inside used, so everything stays private. So we had this discussion already. I know this privacy discussion, but
Oh
for
yeah.
Berlin club scene, also other European cities. So I was surprised that you mentioned Groningen. Netherlands in general, they also have, I would say, like a rich nightlife culture, and I experienced there they have the same approach somewhere, that it's not allowed to take any device that has a camera inside. They want to make sure
Yeah.
privacy stays like it is, to have like kind of a freedom, you know. And even
Yes.
festivals, they have the same approach. You're not welcome there
Yeah.
if you take selfies for Instagram or any social media. Please, like, you know, it's kind of
Yeah.
escaping the normal world, sadly, the normal world where everything is tracked and captured. And yeah, so it's an interesting approach to have the benefits. Of course, I see them more efficient, and I don't know, like
Yeah.
regulates, like line skippers, or how you call them, I don't know. But
Yes.
in a perfect world, there wouldn't be line skippers. Everyone would, you know, wait till it's his turn, and so I don't know. For me itself, I wouldn't
Yeah.
like to have like a facial recognition in a bar, especially where
Of
like
course. Of
you
course.
should feel free and yeah, not be watched and everything. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yes. There are these type of regulation and those type of things. Jan, please enlighten us, especially me, because I was told that the nightlife is rich, but I did not go. So, tell us, what is the application they use any type of technologies there and those type of things?
So far as I know, not really. Like probably they use
Not really.
in the background some technology,
Yeah,
but
background check.
mostly it's
Yes.
like the spirit to be free. No technology, like more human interaction, like social interaction. Be nice, be friendly, like be a community for a night.
Yes.
Even it doesn't matter who you are. Just come there, join the party, uh, the group, and that's it. For sure, they use like some technology at some point, but nothing like tracking, and so that's very uncommon, I would say. So
Yes,
maybe in like
yes, of course.
experimental, I won't call it upper class, but maybe some experimental. Well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is where you have to
Yeah,
pay,
yeah, absolutely.
and other people, other
Absolutely.
vibes are joining. Could be there. I don't know.
Absolutely. 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 And you are talking which country? Sorry, Germany, Belgium.
Yeah, exactly. Germany, from Berlin, especially. I'm
Germany.
talking about Berlin nightlife. I don't know in
Yes.
others German cities so much actually, but yeah.
Yeah. No, you are absolutely right, because in many countries, particularly Germany, this data protection is a big thing, and people knowledge and awareness is also more than other countries, and that is why we mentioned that national policies about AI, cultural understanding, what the people think about. So that is very important. So thanks for bringing that in the discussion. Beautiful, very good. Yeah, next one, if someone wants to.
I have a comment.
Please.
This video gave me an idea. I'm an industrial engineering student, and we are making a lot of forecasting from the data, and we are creating simulations for according to that data. And we can apply this for like in banks, in hospitals, in cafes, anywhere we want. So this gave me an idea. We need to do the simulations with some data, and we are taking this data like a random distributions. We are not using a real data actually. And if we can combine these informations, and if we can get the real data with artificial intelligence, maybe we can create an efficient systems, because we need to know how many people in the system, when they enter, when they leave the system, how many people in the queue. These are really important informations for us to make the systems efficient, more efficient. So I think it would be great to combine artificial intelligence with industrial engineering simulation.
Beautiful, excellent contribution, Fatma. And you guys read about like capacity management and the role of AI. That would be
Yeah.
very nice area to look at. Very good. Yes, next.
I just wanted to ask, like you told you visited this this bar where they took the video and they were like using the queue thing. I mean, so when you visited this bar, like were there any like information about like they are going to take your pictures and blah 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 or these kind of things? Because I think even I'm going to this ethical part. How ethical is it, like taking pictures or videos of someone and not letting them to know before in advance, maybe in the entrance or something? Just wanted to know, like, what is your opinion about this?
What is my opinion about about taking pictures?
I mean, like when you go to a bar and they are like using this camera to use the queue system. So just wanted to ask, like, how ethical it would be to apply this kind of technology and not letting the people know before in advance, I mean, or like there should be some
Okay.
information outside in the entrance and then we are like using cameras and something like that.
Okay, I can share my thoughts on that. First of all, my thoughts are just my thoughts. I'm not trying to influence anyone. You should think the way you want to think. If you will like my thought, that is fine. If you don't like my thought, that is even better. You should have your own thoughts on these type of things. Um, what I would like to say on this one is that different countries have different policies and so on, but the way I understand business management, if you have a business, um, security is a big issue in many countries, because all different types of people come in these type of establishment, and especially sometimes they come in, there can be criminals there can be that type of background can be there. Sometimes people get drunk and those type of things happen. So not maybe for something wrong or negative, a business sometimes for security reasons they are using cameras, and many times they are recording those type of things almost in all different types of country, at least for those reasons. Now there are some regulations you would have to read on those. In some countries they say delete the data after certain amount of time. In other countries they keep it. Different things are happening. Even outside of that, if you are walking now, everyone has phone. Everyone has phone. uh, Almost everyone, and these phones are very heavy. You can be talking with some friend and you can record them without them knowing. They are not going to know. They are not going to know at all. You can just do that. So you can take anyone's picture, and the camera features, the ordinary phones have cameras which have serious functions like zoom. They can really zoom like far distant, and you can make anyone's picture, you can record them, you can take pictures, you can do all different type of things. So uh, different in different cultures now, you go to a place where it's a tourist place and people are taking pictures, and you also come in that picture, and even if you know what you're going to do, you're going to go to them and you're going to say delete it. Now it depends on that person. If the person is someone who is just going to
Someone
say all right.
someone
Yeah,
told me to
yes.
do, like I was taking pictures and he came to me and told me to delete the pictures, and I did it. I think it was his right to say so, and that's why my
Oh
responsibility.
yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So
Yeah.
that, thanks for sharing that. Thanks for continuing, helping me to continue my discussion. This is what I was trying to say. Thanks very much, Sherry, for making this. So now this happened. Sherry comes in. Sherry takes a picture. Someone comes. They come to him, and they say, "Delete my picture." Yeah, and Sherry did. Uh, there are many people who would not have. He would say, "What is your problem, brother? I took the picture. Why you are coming in my frame? Go home, sit in your home, go home, go outside of my frame. I'm here, I'm going to take my picture." People are different. It's not about right and wrong. I'm not supporting anything. It is not even, maybe it was an important picture. Maybe Shiri clicked something and he's not in that mood to, he had a fight with someone. Now he's angry. Shiri is already angry. And you tell him to delete the picture. He says, I'm not gonna delete the picture, and he takes one more picture. Now, I'm not making up these stories. Run Google searches on these things have happened. People go into fight, different type of things happen. So now it's because it's very complicated and everyone is different. People do very different strange things on that. But let me come back to business management. For security reasons, I think the camera and those type of things, they are there now. Sometimes people say that should not they be told. Now I saw this a lot coming in the reflection also. You guys were sending me, like, you guys were saying things like, if the AI is going to check my CV, then should not I be told? Well, on a piece of paper you should be told, but companies don't tell. On a What happens in a classroom environment and what we read in the text when we go out is totally different. Now, in some countries, legislation is powerful. People know their right more. The justice system and those things are maybe more equality, and in other countries, it's different. In other countries, the same situation, it's depend on the country. If you are in one country and she don't delete the picture and there is a police officer standing nearby, that guy is going to call the police officer, and that police officer is going to make Shiri delete the picture. In another country, I don't want to name the country, you can write me email and I can talk about that. But in another country, police officer is going to come and he's going to laugh. He's going to say, what are you talking about? What delete picture? He took the picture. What is the picture? These are very, like, this is ethics and these government policies and the culture. This culture is going to eat everything. Like, what is the culture? What is the culture? That is why you need to be very careful with the in business management. When you are talking about, anytime you are talking about business management, is the culture which is going to drive all the things, the strategy, the technologies, the all these type of things. Yeah, though that is my sense. If you agree with this, that is fine, but a lot of you might not agree. That is also fine. It's how you are raised, how what you think is right, so many things are involved there. Yes, the next one, please.
Thank you for your comment.
Thanks. Jan, Shiri, your hand is raised. Kubra, your hand is raised if you want to say something.
Yes, I want to say something because, like, I think in the data privacy already, like in the law faculties and in the like universities, they are already in discussion like which data is private and which one is not private. And also like my students who are studying law, like taking about that courses, like if artificial intelligence and databases are using our private data, what should be done, like which should be shared and which one are private to the people. So I think that ethical part also is opening a new sector for new people.
Hmm. 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 Oh yes, of course. These type of things. That's why important to understand the cultural understandings of that country, how those people behave, and what is the stance of the government. How people are going to do things in Spain about artificial intelligence, because Spain has a different type of culture uh, than Germany. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. And how we do things in Jamaica is going to be different than how things are done in maybe in in Pakistan or in Turkey. It's going to be different. So those type of things you would have to think about it.
Ferrari Challenger Borelli and
exactly 70 years ago, the first road car was leaving our factory. So in the 70th anniversary, there was not a better year to start this collaboration, because all the experience, all the technology, all the knowledge that Intel has as far as artificial intelligence is concerned will give the possibility again to look at the race from a different perspective, increasing the experience both for the driver, but also for the fan.
AI techniques allow us to basically bring together many sources of data and visualize it or find an outcome that we wouldn't have seen before. We can use AI techniques to teach drivers to drive better. What that means is pointing out where they could do things differently and be faster, or actually intervene in sort of small amounts, going around a track, for instance. We have in-car video. You can see what's happening within that car or in front of that car, but you can't really see the relationship with that car and the track, the relationship with that car and other cars. Now we're deploying drones, and we can start getting video feeds of all different corners of the track and syncing it up with data coming from the cars. 5 years from now in the motorsports world, I believe we're going to be using a lot better analytics based upon AI techniques. Right? Human can only take so much data in, and that's really what AI systems can do. So we can bring together much more data with these systems, things we really couldn't do before.
Why Intel and Ferrari? I think the right question is, why not? And why we waited so long?
Yeah, again, so this one is from automotive industry, but the applications now you can think about, like the cars are talking with the car can talk with other car, that data can be collected, and how it is helping the driver to drive even more faster. So AI is doing those type of things, and the comments you guys made a while ago, that should we what should be the privacy levels on data, and so on. Now AI is dependent on data. So, and that is again, that would take us back to the point that why China is ahead than Europe. And when I say Europe, I say Europe combined. So you combine all the publications coming from for real AI coming from Europe, they are less than China alone. Yeah, you can check the statistics. Yeah. So, of course, not trying to say anything against uh, European countries, but this is where it is. You are thinking about laws and regulations and privacy protection, all of those things for various reasons. That is going to take time, and people will be divided. The opinion will be divided on that also. So when you are thinking about that, on the other hand, China is just going to collect the data. They are going to take, they have taken the pictures of all their population almost. It is in their data, and they are using it to govern better. The people have no problem with that. Even if they have problem, they cannot do anything about it. That's it. So the case is closed. But that cannot be done in maybe Germany, as Jan explained. The people have issues. You take why I am being recorded, what is happening there, all those type of things. So that is what it is. But you just saw this clip. If the driver is not going to give his data to AI, how he's driving, which corners he goes faster, which corners he goes slower, where he is braking, where he is pushing the race, all of those things, every driver has their own techniques. If that data is not being given to AI for that specific driver, then this thing which you just watch is not going to work, because it is dependent on data. But this is positive that if he shares it, but there is also a negative, because he's race car driver. So once that data goes out in the system, that data can be accessed by his competitive driver. So his competitive driver would see how he's driving. So now he can now use that data to improve his skills and try to win from his competition. So there is always going to be that the positive and negative and all of that. And culture is going to, I think, going back to what Shiri was saying, I think it's not the technology or AI or these type of thing. It is the culture of those people which is going to come out. Uh, uh, and when anyone speaks, their culture comes out. Like I am speaking to you guys, you might like it, you might not like it. That is another debate. But you are seeing my culture, how I talk, how am I open, am I not open, how I behave in certain, how I may move my face, how what I say, what I don't say, all those, that is cultural preferences coming from a certain country. And you would see that, you would see that, yeah. People coming from Colombia, for example, you will see that they are going to talk in a certain way. That is how they talk. Spanish speaking people are going to talk in a certain way. British people are going to talk. You cannot now again stereotype, because there are different cultures even within culture. But these things, especially this data protection and also awareness, in one country you go to photocopy a book, you get a book and you go to the shop and you say photocopy this book, and the shop person says, well, you cannot photocopy the book because the book says that it cannot be reprinted or something like that. Yeah, there are countries where you won't be able to photocopy a book, but they would say, okay, you can photocopy a chapter. In another country you would go, they will say, well, you cannot photocopy the book, but you can photocopy the chapter. Now that is also illegal, but they will allow you. In another country right now, again, I don't want to name the country, but I'm aware of these things. I have also used these type of services also. You go to the country, you say photocopy the book, he photocopies the book for you, no problem. No problem at all. Yes. So what is that? And you maybe not, you don't photocopy the books or anything. Let me find another example for you, which maybe you guys are familiar more. Like watching movies. Like, are you always watching movies or these type of things? Like, where are you downloading from? Are not you downloading it from free websites where you don't have to pay? That the people who made the show or the movie, they are not getting anything from that. You are watching free movie from some torrent or whatever. Is that legal? It's not legal, but people are doing it. Okay, maybe not you. I should not say you are doing it, because I don't know. You are not doing it, okay, but there are people who are doing these type of things. Yeah. So this is no end to this type of debate. So let's not go into that. Yes, Lakshmi, please go ahead.
I was just saying, like, China has the highest population, compared to the total population of Europe also. So we have to consider from that kind of things. And another is like, since here in the Europe, like, it's very like they have to, even if you try something new, or just not the AI. If you want to make develop new product, then you have to keep the consideration about the safety of the people and how much harmful that it is environmentally, and from you have to think from so many different perspectives. So but in China, if you want to develop something new, then there is not so much of restriction, so they can easily implement. Maybe that is the reason they are a little bit ahead.
Interesting point. Thanks for that, Lakshmi. So are you saying that we should not give credit to China? Is that the sentiment?
No, I'm not saying like that, but still, like, people cannot, if they are not computable, then people don't have the voice, and I have just recently come to know that, like, those people, Chinese people who are abroad, even those people cannot speak too much about what they like. They are still tracked, and they will be reported. So we cannot just say that how the system is working. Like, it is very complicated maybe. So people cannot speak openly about, I don't like this, I don't like, you cannot do this for me, you cannot do that for me, or I would like to have my own privacy. It's total control over and government is taking so much of information so that it's easier to control the people. So, and people don't have so much choices. So
which country you are from, Lakshmi?
I'm from Nepal.
You're from Nepal. How are the relationships of Nepal with China?
It is fine, normal, nothing, like Nepalese people, they speak anything, they like, if the way like Nepalese people speak, then all the Nepalese people will be in jail, like according to the Chinese government, and so.
But we can say that they are okay. They are not very good relationships. Can we say that?
No, because I was also thinking that way, but it was wrong, because since everything, like whatever they write in the social media, or like they are being tracked, so that's why, we really don't know. But people are just like normal. Many of the Chinese friends, they are just like us, and those who are living abroad, and those who are not going back to China, they criticize a lot, and they say a lot of bad, that's something that is hidden, like how people are penalized for something, or those some people who are not supporting a party or anything, their career, they can never grow in their career. It's very different system. Just like we have some communist party in our country, so they function totally that way.
Interesting. Thanks for the pointers. And yes, what Lakshmi is saying, you run searches on the internet, you are going to find similar type of stories which she's referring to. She's not making up things. These things are, we do hear that, but there is other point of story also, and because maybe no Chinese are here and would like to represent them. Although I'm not Chinese, but let me say some things for on their behalf. Like some of them are quite happy about how the government is doing things, and that information is also available online. So it is, and then you can also argue that no matter what you are doing, not everyone is going to like you. Yeah. So you can think in anything in life. That is how it is. There is always people who are going to say that it's not good, no matter what you do. Just like there are some friends sitting in the class who say, well, it's a good course. I like it. We are enjoying it. But be mindful that there are right now sitting friends in the session who are not liking it, who are just not enjoying it. Can't do anything about it. We can just try, but this is how it is. So every 100% success rate is going to be a little bit hard. So same is for China and these type of countries. But good points, Lakshmi. What you are saying is valid. But guys, make your own opinion about these type of these type of things. You have to read on these things and then speak with people coming from those countries and so on. Yes, Iqlal, welcome back. You have been away for some time, I think.
Yeah, sorry, I just missed the time. But so I never been to China before, so I can't comment on that. But I also heard similar things like that. But once we had a lecture on cross-cultural management, and there the professor raised a point where he showed us a website where you can read about a certain culture. And I did that
Yes.
to check on Turkey and Germany because I lived in both countries. And there are
Yes.
certain things you can define on a country. So it's not bias, it's not prejudice, it's just the national character. It doesn't apply on everyone, but there are certain things you can take in consideration when doing business with the country or doing something with the government. And it's just true. So maybe people can keep in mind to just reflect on those kind of articles before talking about a country, because not data privacy is not the same as it is in Germany or China, but that doesn't mean that it's in a certain place better than in another. So it's just about the community getting along with the country. So I'm a little bit more on the, I don't say hesitant, but I'm just more reflecting and trying to empathy with someone before judging, because
Yes.
it's always easier to judge or to
Oh,
speak
yes.
something when you've
Oh, yes.
never been to a certain country. And I certainly did experience some things that I did pre-think were different when not being in the country. That's my own experience. I just want to share that, and that there are certain databases you can also check upon countries before going there, and just be a little critical when reading. So not just believe everything we read, because we know there are a lot of fake news, there are a lot of different
Yeah.
opinions, and as you
Yeah.
said, just make your own opinion.
Yeah. Yes. Very true. Very true. Yes.
I think like in China, like we share the border and we have the same culture, many of
Yes.
us. And if I, see the ancient culture, it's exactly, they are more authentic than ours,
Yeah.
like in Nepal side, like it has been manipulated from the Indian side. But when I
Yeah.
see their families' values and everything, it's very close to us. Then,
Yeah.
we are more close to China than India,
Yeah.
if I consider myself as a, my own family values. But still, there are something that we might not know, but we cannot make any kind of judgment. Like it's
Yes.
totally,
Beautiful.
and
Beautiful. Yes.
yeah, and I have been
The correct.
following, yeah.
Good.
Like there was lots of negative news about the China, and then I was following the news since last year, like their what government side. But this government is also making too much of bad. They are
Good.
trying to show very bad about the Western society, and they never
Good.
saw their own, like in the village area. I was thinking it was so developed, but when I see the rural side, it's nothing different from Nepal. So
Yes.
I
Yes. Very
realized
true.
that, oh, it's the same society, same
Very
culture,
good.
and the same
Very
kind
good.
of people.
Very
So we cannot expect they are totally so alien or something
Very good.
from us.
Very good. Yes. Thanks, Iqlal, for those type of thoughts, and thanks, of course, Lakshmi, for your generous comments. We know what are the problems with China. We know what are the problems with US. We also know what are the problems with some of the European countries, and how Europe is becoming more and more intolerant also over the years. We don't need to say those things. All of us are educated people. We know what are the drawbacks. A good thing is to look within first, like what are the problems in my country, what are the problems in Jamaica. If I am Jamaican, if I am from Pakistani region, what are the problems with Pakistan? Look first within Pakistan instead of saying India is bad, or we know India is good or India is bad or whatever. But first look within. Look within first. What are the problems Muslims are creating? I am a Muslim. What are the problems Muslims are creating? Look first within and then go outside. So if we try to that type of, I think is better thinking than better. But anyways, this is a nice position paper on artificial intelligence in automotive industry. You can scan through that and then look for position papers about AI in your own choice of things. Watch China's new hybrid AI chip power and autonomous bike. What a beautiful thing they have created. Let's look at this one. Look at that. How beautiful that is. It is giving it a command. Yeah, and it's a cycle. It is not fake or anything. It's a real, everything is real. Yeah. There's a paper published on that. Have done the experimentation. Look at that. A cycle is following the guy. He's walking. The cycle is. It's 100% authentic, guys. Yes. Look at that. How balanced it is. How is it? Not is looks easy, but to make this type of thing is marvelous, marvelous, mind blowing, if I can say that. Yeah. Now think about the applications of this. It's cycle, but now your mind should go all over the place based on what you study, your area of interest, your bachelor's, your master's, whatever you are doing. And think about the application. Is the cycle is on two wheels. If it is running on two wheels, it can also run on one wheel. Yeah, so now you can make the shape of the object whatever you want. And then it is taking instruction, listening to your voice, and you say left, it goes left, and you walk in a S curve, it follows you. When you say right, so it listens your voice. It is of course looking at you. You can see on the right hand side, object identification, we spoke about that in one of the, well, we did not really spoke, we just mentioned the word. It is your job to read more on those type of things. Think about the application, where it is going to go from here. Yeah. And this one is not very recent. It is coming from 2019, 2 years ago. Yeah. And you can also see that this is unlisted, and that is why only so less views on it, because people who are working on these type of technologies, they don't make it very public. It's a select audience they share with these type of activities. So can you imagine in last 2 years what advancement would have been done on these type of work? So the application is something which you should think about, and then try to realign. The purpose of today's discussion at the end is we should try to realign our thoughts. We understand that we find AI creepy and all of those things, and we understand that, but these are things to think about. Yes, Mona, please go ahead.
So about that bike, was it that you should drive it, or can you like a person drive that, because it didn't have any pedals or anything? So how the person is staying in there up, or was that like you can just like ask it to do things and drive by it, alone, or was it like a real bike?
Real bike. You can also, if the pedals are not there, you can put in the better pedals also. You can do anything on it. They have published the research paper on that. To know more, you can now read that. Maybe read that paper and see what advancements they have done.
Okay.
So it's quite
that would be cool. Just
very cool.
Go faster. There's someone not nice person in the park. Just go faster. Yeah. Welcome to Finland, and in Keskuspuisto, the Central Park. When you try to drive your normal bike, and you just say, "Oh, there's someone with a really small bike. Haha, I'm gonna win it!" And then, I just go straight there, and I was, "Oh, that was electric bike." Yeah. But if that would be, or come with the pedals, that would be cool. Just that you can say what it should do.
Oh yes, and you can also put in maybe electric motor to it, and that's not, those things should not be any problem, and it would be like amazing. And in European countries, a lot of people bicycle also, so these type of things. But I don't think they are going to release it for wider market. I don't know if they will or they will not.
I think people are not ready yet.
Yeah. These projects are for something else. They are like, now the application can be some warehouse like Amazon big warehouse. They are already using a lot of robots there. So now this you can put in the arms, like robotic arms to this cycle, and it will pick up the
Okay.
box and carry it wherever. So the concept is not bicycle, it is something on wheels which can move, and it can just take commands and listen to you, and it is your worker. So you can now put anything on it, like you can put a female on it.
I have actually seen was it in Espoo called Isomena, like Prisma is like a grocery store, that they have a quite big robot that check those shelves, where's empty places, and then it scans, so it's easier to order more stuff in there. And that was like at the night time or something when there's not that much people, because now they're open 24 hours, that it was scanning those shelves.
Yes. Where was this, Mona?
I guess it was in was it in Isomena in Espoo?
No problem. Maybe you can find that, and
I can just put the link or something.
Yes, for everyone to look at. So good contribution to the discussion. Very good. Yeah. So let's look at let's continue with our clips.
And others running large-scale infrastructure projects need to monitor their sites precisely, and investors want evidence that their interests are secure. Project managers need to supervise assets spread over large areas, as deviations from design can mean costly delays later, and indisputable documentation is needed to protect against insurance claims and litigation. PwC is combining drone technology with artificial intelligence in a trusted data environment to help clients with these security-sensitive and complex projects. We use drones to continuously survey project sites, capturing both the big picture and the smallest detail. We train computers using specialized software and deep learning techniques to correctly identify people, machinery, and materials. Automating image processing plays to the strengths of man and machine. Machines process vast volumes of data at the click of a button and can pick out detail that the human eye cannot, saving businesses an impressive 67% in time and costs. Project managers, using accurate visualization from our proprietary geospatial app, can explore and monitor their data in real time and take immediate action to address even the minutest deviation from plan before problems escalate. Drone-powered solutions are being applied to other sectors with large-scale projects, such as agriculture for monitoring, security for surveillance and fast reaction times, and mining to support planning and exploration. Our innovations in advanced analytics are making the aspirational achievable for all kinds of businesses. Imagine the possibilities. We already are.
Yes, so now you can think about the possibilities and so on. They are talking about agriculture, security, mining, and of course construction and so on. Yeah, but yes, Prudence, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to talk about AI in marketing, for example.
Yes,
Facebook is planning to use facial recognition, for example, in shopping mall to recognize people, what department they went to, what shop they have been going to, and to know their interests, and then map it with their profile and then market to them. I think this is going to increase sales and productivity in companies.
Yes, yes, lot of application in that area. Yes, marketing. Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
Also in like in the IoT field, especially in the agricultural field, like people can automate like maybe watering the plants, for example. There are like sensors which sense the amount of water in the plants, and if it gets dry, you can automate, like you can automatically water the plants using
Automatically what?
automation
Yes,
using AI and
yes.
IoT, of course. Yeah, so that's the
IoT.
implication. Yeah,
Very good.
application. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Thanks for reminding this to us. This application which Shiri is telling is really amazing use of AI, because there are many countries where their development was not very good because there were leaks in water. The water management was very bad. They were wasting a lot of water, and water is a valuable resource, so they were not getting the value of their investment or and the water wastage. And now those type of companies, once they switch on this type of technique, which is yeah, technology driven, where you are putting in the exact amount of water at exact precise timings, all of those, of course you would want to look into IoT, Internet of Things. Basically it is like everything is linked through internet in layman's term, but it is more than that, of course. So that is very good application of that. And before that, Prudence was talking about those type of things where a lot of examples are there. And look at in the chat also, see the links which our friends are posting. So for example, Alina has posted this delivery drone. See, it's going to just make changes. So maybe now you can argue that it's not going to happen. So the debate now is not that it will happen or it will not happen. I am very confident that based on what we have seen in last 3 days and your own knowledge, of course, you would agree that these things are going to happen. But the debate now can be in how much time. Someone will say 10 years, someone will say 20 years, some people will say 100 years, but not many people are going to say that this is not going to happen. So now it is more about time, when it is going to happen, in our lifetime, after that, before that. Now those things are speculation. Anyone who says that they know when it is going to happen, I don't think that that's the right state. My personal point of view is that it's future prediction. Is people's predictions are predictions, especially when the top people, most successful, most influential people, if you listen to them, they don't agree. One is saying this, the other one is saying that. Yeah, so and they are successful people. It's not that they are just talking and they have not achieved anything in life or something, or they don't know about technologies. It is not that. Facebook, Tesla, we spoke about those things. Other people like Bill Gates and Honorable Bill Gates and Alibaba guy, and in your own countries you have people there. So don't agree, generally speaking. So uh, very good, very good. And this clip which you just saw, I think this was again very rich. Um, PwC is, I think, these type of companies, PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, Ernst and Young, E&Y, they do various type of consultancies. Go on their website, see what type of things they are posting about AI, drone application, and so on. And then you are these type of things like drones or something. Of course, they are not going to fall under the category of AI per se, but you are adding just like the bicycle is not AI, but once you incorporate those type of technologies, it falls under that technology. Let's look at this now.
Intelligence has landed on the construction industry in order to accelerate processes and optimize workflow. It's still too early to talk about self-thinking buildings, but what is technology doing to improve our homes and workplaces? Artificial intelligence does not only revolve around the idea of a robot capable of performing household chores anymore. Its possibilities have developed so much that artificial intelligence currently plays a key role in facility management, that is, comprehensive monitoring of all services provided in a building. Thanks to a set of technologies, we are able to manage lighting, attendance, cleaning, or security systems. An example of this are presence detection systems in offices, capable of being aware whether a meeting is being held or not, or systems with the ability to predict the amount of food needed in a cafeteria according to the height of the trays stacked. Even cameras capable of spotting firearms and alerting the facility's security staff in real time. The advantages provided by this concept are many. They enhance the user's comfort, save energy, upgrade security, and optimize energy efficiency. Increasingly smart buildings gradually shaping the smart cities of the future.
Yeah, so please reflect on this one. What are the things they are talking about? Like a while ago, we spoke about, like, people are concerned about data privacy and those type of things. And in many clubs also, they won't allow that the pictures are taken or something. But imagine, there are some people who have guns, or they have some type of that knives, or they are going to have those type of things, and cameras are there, and they are going to identify what is happening. So think about that. Other applications, like if meeting is happening or not, what is happening, cleaning, maintaining. I think Lakshmi already made, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. Is that okay? The woman in the house, she can go and work wherever she wants to work, or whatever she wants to do in the life, and the AI will take care of the basic things in the house. So it might be an example of house core activities, but you can link it with business management. Like it can be office. So in the office, there are many things which can be improved: energy saving, efficiency improvement, and so on, using these type of technologies. Because, and that is how we started our week, where we say AI ability to hear, ability to listen, talk, see, touch, feel, non-judgmental understanding. All of those things you incorporated, and now you can think about the application from the business side also. And the sky is the limit. You just have to. I'm sure many examples are coming in your head, and thanks for sharing those in the chat. People are giving examples in the chat, so you should, if you are not familiar with anyone, you should look it up and see what is what is what is what is what. Yes, Cobra, please go ahead.
Okay, like in this example, it's really attracted me because if I think about the artificial intelligence and energy saving, I think there can be a good connection, because just by a movement sensor, I think the whole world like saved a lot of energy, like from turning off the lights. Like if this kind of technology can be improved more, maybe smart cities can use that artificial intelligence to maintain the substructure for energy saving systems. For example, like if I want to someone who wants to travel in the city, like in a metropole, I don't know like which is the shortest way to arrive somewhere.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
But artificial intelligence can easily like access to that database and like tell me which is the like shortest way. In this way, like I save my time, also like world save energy from
Yes.
like a lot of transportation.
Yes, a very good example of real life. We already use these type of things, and all these examples are essentially weak AI. Nothing is strong AI per se in all of that. So very good, very good pointers there. Um, let's continue with what we are trying to do.
For the AI features, and this video will show the results and be our review. So welcome to Vacuum Wars. I'm really excited to be testing and reviewing the brand new Ecovacs Dbot Osmo 960. It's the first robot vacuum to use a kind of artificial intelligence to avoid obstacles. We put it through all of our usual tests, plus a bunch of new tests just for the AI features. And this video will show the results and be our review. So links in the description, and let's get started. Before I get into all the fancy new AI features, I do want to talk about its performance as a robot vacuum first, because there is a lot to like with just that. But if you want to skip right to the AI stuff, you can go to the timestamp on the screen or in the description. Starting off with the pros, while I found that its airflow is about average at 15 CFM on high power, the same as our test with the Roborock S6, for example, it's issues.
Okay, so although it is a vacuum cleaner, but don't just look at as a vacuum cleaner, as the size of vacuum cleaner. Now this device can be as big as you would want it to be big. So there's no problem in the size and scope and the application, whatever it can do. So look at this one with that angle, not just vacuum cleaner, but anything you can think about. Kubra, your hand is raised. Shiri, your hand is raised if you want to say something.
I just maybe Cobra, you would like to speak first? Oh, it's
yes,
down.
yes.
Look, I lowered it.
Yeah, I just wanted to like add a point. Like I have seen like some machines like which cuts grass in the yard, like in many houses here in Finland, and
Yes.
also like if it sees some obstacles, it just like goes back and then turn the direction. And also I have heard, I'm not so sure, I have heard if the charge gets down, it automatically like goes to its charging port and charges itself, and when it is full charge, it goes back to the work again. I have seen such kind of machines cutting the grass and like just going, if there are some obstacles, it takes like a different turn, but not like, so it would be like, I think it's really good application of AI, how it works, making life so easy. That's why I
Amazing.
was.
Where did you saw this?
Just behind this where I'm living, there's like house, and the machine, it runs all the day and cuts the grass, and it makes the yard look so nice. So when it sees some trees, it just goes back and then turn to the next direction. It works the whole day. So it's interesting.
Beautiful. Whole day. Wow. Which country you are joining from, Shiri?
No, I'm here in Finland now.
You are in Finland. Yes. So these type of technologies people are already using, and now you include some type of AI to that, so you can imagine what can be the applications and how it can be used. Very good. Yeah. Yes, if people want to speak, I think go ahead.
The vacuum cleaner you showed in the video, I also considered one time buying that to my family home, because you save a lot of time and it's not that expensive to do so, and you have a robot at home. But sometimes I think, like the colleague mentioned something about cutting the grass in the yard, but you know, it works all day, so all day there goes energy in, and sometimes I think people do invent machines that automate a lot of tasks but are not that efficient. Like you wouldn't cut off that grass that much often, and it also looks nice if it's a little longer, so you don't are initially greener like the companies praise, because it does not take that much electricity or whatsoever. I don't know the technical details, but I think there's also a like of a blind marketing there, that they like highlight all the things and people just go with the trend. But then at a certain point, it will be the same as in the car industry, that they say, oh, we need to pull the brake because everything is going into the wrong direction. So and that's also where in engineering classes I just thought about, okay, are there any ideas that I could invent something? And all the ideas that came to my mind, I did just a just logic checked and said, okay, I can invent this, but does it make sense? Will I generate profit? Will I generate a great impact? And I think that's the part we should also consider in artificial intelligence, because everyone right now sees its benefits. It's great. It's super hyped, and they just want to implement it in every stuff.
Yeah. Very
But we have
interesting.
to
Very
also
interesting.
consider being efficient in data usage, because last time I was in a sustainability call, the company where we were talking about sustainability, and you know the
Yes.
basics like not wasting paper, not wasting energy, but then she said
Yes.
not wasting data usage. So why do we send so much emails? Why do we keep so much in our desktop which we don't need? And that's where it made click in my head, that I said, oh, there are certain parts which are initially or by intention just don't show to us consumers, but that also makes sense, because everyone thinks if I buy an iPad, I'm totally green because, you know, I don't use paper. But, you know, we have to be more considerate and learn from our mistakes, that we more reflect on the actions we take in order to improve something, to not just make it worse.
Yeah, very good. All very nice points, all of them. And sustainability, of course, is a big issue. Um, Environment sustainability, overall sustainability issues, they are quite important. And some friends are making comments about, animals and they don't get killed or something. Yeah, the modern ones can detect the animal and then stop working and so on. We're going to see that in a bit. But anyone else want to maybe comment? I think Mona raised her hands. Okay, no problem. We can continue. So you can watch the whole clips in your own time. Maybe I just going to skip first 3 minutes.
Here that I will address in the con section later on. Okay, so let's move on to the super cool new feature, the so-called AI-VI, which stands for Artificial Intelligence and Visual Interpretation. Basically, in addition to the top-mounted laser used for navigation, the 960 has a front-mounted camera, which it uses for seeing obstacles and interpreting them in order to make navigation decisions. So it's the first robot vacuum that can see an obstacle that it's likely to get stuck on, like a sock or a cord or something, and instead of running it over, the 960 avoids it by recognizing that it's not a part of the normal environment. I ran a number of tests with this, and you can see that while it does occasionally touch the obstacle, it does completely move around it. And because of its accurate laser-based mapping ability, it still finds a path to cover the entire area. I was impressed that it seemed to really understand the dimensions of the obstacle, so it could avoid it even when its camera was not perfectly aligned with it. You can also hit this button on the app after the cleaning to see which areas it marked as having AI-assisted obstacle avoidance instances. To understand how cool this really is, you need to see the difference between how the 960 does on this test and how other robot vacuums do. So take a look at the previous D-Bot model, the D-Bot Osmo 950, which only has the laser but no camera, and it just pushes the cones around. The issue is that all robot vacuums have a bump sensor and maneuver around things that trigger that bump sensor, but what about those things like socks or cords, or yes, the dreaded pet accidents that are too light to trigger the bump sensor and too low for the laser to interact with it? Also look at how the budget D-Bot, the N79S, does, which doesn't have a camera or lasers, and it does what you would expect it to do, and what a mess that would make if those weren't novelty items. That's what makes this a truly awesome innovation, and it means that it will radically reduce, in fact, eliminate the need for prep work before running your robot vacuum, like getting cords or other obstacles out of the way first. So between this AI-VI and the no-go lines, it's basically ready for any kind of house, and you no longer have to clean the house before you clean the house. Before I move on to the cons, there are a few things that were neither good nor bad, but just kind of neutral. For example, the dustbin was just a little bit on the small side at 450 milliliters, about the same size as the Roborock S5.
Yeah, maybe you can watch the more details, in your own time. You don't want to spend too much time on this, but this is very interesting technology. Like you guys were mentioning some issues, and it takes care of those issues. And this is not the most modern one. This clip is coming from 2019. But then this one was very expensive at that point of time when I checked the price. But maybe now, and even if not now, in the future, the prices are of course going to go down. And when something comes in, something is new in terms of technology, the price is high. But then price always goes down over a period of time. Although this was a vacuum, and the example Shri gave was a grass cutter, and the examples Iqlal gave were other type of examples, but now you need to expand the horizon from there, like where else those type of things can go. You can change the, you can now with this vacuum cleaner, you can make it as big as you want. You can do anything with that. So, and especially once the other things you saw in this clip was like it could recognize what thing it should touch and what thing it should not touch, and even the soft things it was not touching. That is quite interesting. And then you can add other type of feature like the ability to talk and so on. And the clip before that, where it was talking about facilities management, people are talking about smart houses nowadays. And like, you know, there are a lot of other type of things which you can maybe think about. Like, for example, run search on this Raspberry Pi, for example. Go on these type of websites, run searches on YouTube, and many things are not as difficult as they might seem to a newcomer. And then you can maybe start little small type of projects and see, you know, what you can learn and implement them in your room or in your house, and so on. You can do these type of things by taking small type of courses. And I know, because some friends have shared in their reflections and so on their projects which they worked on. And you know, if some friends can share those type of projects which they worked on in the chat also, that would be nice, so other friends know, and maybe people can collaborate on those type of things. The gamers are there, I know that in this room, couple of them. The people who are interested in who have made some type of projects on their own, I know that they are in the room. So if you want to disclose your identity, you can, you know, disclose it through chat and share those type of things with other people. Now this can create, now of course everything has a dark side, everything has a dark side, everything would have negatives and all those things. So for example, let's look at this one. Is your robot vacuum cleaner spying on you? So it can spy on you, of course. That data, someone can steal that data and see what is, a thief can hack the camera there and see what you are doing in your room, what is happening. It can take your pictures while you are not dressed properly, or you are you are in a compromised situation with someone. So those things are of course, those things are there. Taking a shower and someone is watching you through your vacuum vacuum something. Yes. So but the advantages are also there, so you would want to think about that. Of course, not going to go in details, the links are there. Application in, because again, just to remind that we need to focus on business a little bit today. So businesses now, different type of businesses, you can see how they are using AI, for example. So DHL, artificial intelligence, will remold logistic world. So how the truck is being driven, all the data of the cameras, you saw that AI was looking at taxi drivers, drowsiness, alertness, those type of things. We covered that in one of the days. So same way, if a human being is driving, they can be observed through those, alerted, and then you can add the technologies to that, various type of technologies, and sky is the limit. So these are the reason for talking about these things is kind of, you know, give you some type, because we are a lot of people here. So it's a kind of brainstorming session you are conducting right now in your chat, giving other people ideas. This is this. Different people have different interests, different people have different way of doing things. So this type of conversation always, you know, if you are paying attention, new ideas are going to come in here for you to maybe reflect on. And it is not necessary that every idea is going to generate into some profitable activity, but this is just on a side note. AI has advanced so much. It wrote its article. I showed you in the slides on day one that it can read, it can write, but I don't really remember if I showed you some article which it wrote. Maybe I did, maybe I did not, but here it is. This person did not write this article. The AI wrote the article. You can read on GPT-3. Those of you who are not familiar, just run a Google search on GPT-3 and read around what it is talking about. Interesting field. Yes, please. Please make a contribution to the discussion.
Well, I raised my hand when you asked about the vacuum cleaner and bigger size machines, because I did a voluntary internship in the Netherlands where I worked in a cleaning company, and there was a machine they developed in order that, like, it was like a self-operating machine, just like the vacuum cleaner, but it did a lot of whole different cleaning. But the point was that they placed sensors in there and all those IoT devices in order to detect whether there is a human standing in front of them, or like an object they can also remove, because it should operate in the supermarket, and you know it's busy, and they want to also operate and clean that supermarket during daytime. And that was just fascinating, how much of security you have to consider when developing something like that, because there's like a sensor and it should work, but you also know, like, machines can detect whether a sensor will like have a lifetime end, or there's already a lack of I don't know, precision, so they already say no, replace me. And they also implemented something when the machine really does not know what it should do, or there's, for example, a child running in front of it, it's just alerting and calling the operator. So there's still a human needed who has his phone with them, so they will be alerted. So I think seeing that development just made me think about all the movies I see and all the development with the service bots, but that's not today. But it will go there, but there's a lot of adaptation needed, because you can't just you can't sell a machine if you make it like you have to adapt all the roads to it. It should be self-operating in an environment we have today. And that's, I think, the tough part in engineering, because otherwise you could place like barcodes everywhere and make the line so it drives around, but that's all a whole bunch of costs that the customer at the end does not want to pay. So you have to consider a different part, because you don't want to invent something, I repeat myself here, that you can't sell at the end.
Absolutely. Very good. Yes, next one.
I wanted to just talk about the robotic Hoover clip, because I think that highlights a potential area of issue with AI and businesses, because I'm worried, in a sense, are these businesses just going to create these kind of novelty products that tap into consumer nature, that they're just going to make these things that we buy them, and let's be honest, that robotic vacuum is not exactly the most practical thing at home with such a small collection tub on there. You know, you're constantly emptying it. It's not quite there yet. And I do worry with the moral compass of some businesses. Are they going to truly use AI to make our lives better, or are they going to use it to exploit our pockets and make us become attracted to these novelty products that they kind of do a job, but they don't quite do the job, if you see what I mean? It's more of a mirage in a way. It's kind of like, oh, well, this is what it could be, but it's not quite there yet. And that's what worries me. Is there going to be something that can prevent that from happening? I mean, because it's just human nature to want to exploit people for a financial gain, and that happens throughout the world. And how are we going to control these businesses in that sense, not to just create stuff that's not quite needed in a way?
Absolutely. And this is a major concern. People who work in AI, this is a major concern for them, because they are saying that all the things which are labeled as AI projects, AI whatever, AI policy, they are not necessarily even linked with AI. People are just trying to use the fancy terminology of artificial intelligence for their own games. It is not even linked with AI in any way, and they are applying for funding. And in many countries they are able to get those type of fundings because the knowledge is not that much yet in those countries. So this is very we can spend as much time as we want on this one, and the
Can I just
moral, ethical, all of those things. Yes, please go ahead, Master.
I just wanted to add one more thing. It's kind of like what you're saying, though. It does worry me that there's going to be so many brilliant minds out there who work in the field of AI who end up in these horrible businesses who just handcuff them because they want them just to produce something for a consumer market. We don't really care how smart you are or what you could actually change in this world, but we just want you to produce this really generic consumer product. And how many of these brilliant minds are going to be handcuffed by these businesses in a sense because they're just there to produce some consumer rubbish instead of actually using their ability to the full fullness in a sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it makes all of us kind of sad also about these things which Lime is pointing. Yeah, indeed. Lime, Masters is part of your name, Masters.
Yeah, that's from my dad's family. I'm half Irish, half English, so I've got two surnames.
It's a lovely last name. This is the first time I've stayed in UK for some time. I studied there, but I did not hear this terms of this last name. So Masters, I'm really loving it. From the time you are born, family knew that you are going to be a master in whatever you are going to say, and you have demonstrated that. So the name goes with your last name goes with whatever you always say and your reflection. So yes, as Shiri is saying, the master. Yeah.
Thank you, much
Next one, please.
appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Next one, please.
What I was thinking of was when in the video and you talked about that the delivery company also uses AI. I don't know if it's widespread, but a lot of us know that DHL, for example, uses these tracking apps or links that you can track your delivery package where it is at any second. So it's in real time data delivered to us. And I think that's from the management point of view, it could be a little stressful and maybe even wrong for the employees because they will get trust issues because they will be constantly observed by the managers or other supervisors.
Yes. 100%. Please run everyone Google search on Amazon truck drivers that just not happy. Amazon truck drivers not happy. Amazon truck drivers not happy. And see what you see. There are documentaries on that, very interesting ones, because the truck is always observed using these things. There are to a lot of deliveries, and they are always being observed how much rest they take, how much time and money. There's a very frustrating video, to be honest, because sometimes they don't even have time to eat because you have to deliver the packages. And now Amazon is giving services like quick shipment, same day delivery, in hours delivery. That is how they want to run their business fast. So that toll is on drivers and the whole supply chain. So what our friend just mentioned, very stressful, trust issue, not happy, frustration, and in that there are accidents happening on the road. All these things you can verify. Just run Google search, Amazon truck drivers not happy. Just, and then weak AI will continue giving you those type of things. Yeah. On a side note, don't run searches for unhappy things, because if you run searches on unhappy things, then delete the cookies, and so delete the history and all of that, so it don't keep on giving you those type of things again and again, because these things, yesterday um, Eleonora spoke about mental health. That is, we need to be mindful of that. Yes, next one, please.
Yes, yes, that's fine. Oh, sorry.
It's okay, you can continue. I can speak.
Thank you. I would like to ask a question, Tesman. Do you think there's a conflict in the terminologies, Internet of Things and artificial intelligence? Because I don't understand sometimes. One does not know where to draw the line, really, especially with a lot of these innovations we see
Oh,
every day.
yes. Yes.
Some of them look good. They're actually different from what is currently available, but then they don't seem so smart or so intelligent that you don't know. So I feel maybe when things are connected over the internet, when everyday objects are connected with the internet, it's just an object that is running on the Internet of Things. Then when it goes further to maybe do things that you would expect human beings to do, then it is artificial intelligence. But do you think that is correct?
Well, we can exchange mails on that, and I can highlight what I think and those type of things, because different understanding people have in this room. So that's why I'm not using really hard terminologies or stuff like that. We can have our own, but your knowledge is quite heavy, so I'm sure you understand these things. But you are right, the terminologies and these type of things. Even if you want to, like what is artificial intelligence and what is not, there is a full debate on that. What falls under AI and what does not. There is no consensus on that. Although if you look at module 1, I have posted the links there. But if you say is that people have agreed on the definition of AI, no, they have not agreed on the definition of AI. People are different on that. So, but this is good point for everyone to think about that. Don't go for definitions are going to evolve over a period of time, anyways. Yes, next one, please.
Yeah, I just want to speak about like this energy thing or eco-friendly. If we are using AI and is it against the our environment, or it's normally like when products are designed, when we are studying about this power consumption and all these kind of things, it's always like we always have to consider like how energy efficient is it, like how much power consumption as less as possible, so that every new system or devices is being produced, it has been made this kind of consideration. And like when I was giving the link for the smart city. So this smart city does not mean that it is like it's against environment or something. It has been planned taking the consideration about like eco-friendly way, and to be more carbon neutral, or more energy efficient. When we install this IoT smart lighting, it is not for like consuming more energy. It is trying to save more energy. It's not the opposite way. Like suppose if the light has to be on the corridor for whole night, like that is not like if we use traditional lighting system, then it should be on. But when we are using the smart system like IoT, or or just sensor, then only when the person will be detected, then light will be on, otherwise it will off. So it's more energy efficient and energy saving procedure, or the way to figure out that kind of solution. And other thing like about consumerism or something, it's not only about the company's fault. Sometimes it is people's own fault also. Here when I go to the stores, I saw some in one of the stores here in Finland. They were putting all these dot mark like green, yellow, pink, this, and I was thinking why they have this mark, and it was written like, okay, like some are vegan and some are like it is free from animal cruelty, and there are so much of different kind of like product, and then if you go and buy the electronic product, then you will see like how much energy efficient. So like consumer, they themselves has to be more aware, like company will not sell any product if consumer don't buy it. And it's about our own self-awareness also, like as long as you let other to manipulate you, then company will keep manipulating you. And here I saw see some of the Finnish roommate, when they go to the stores, then they don't use plastic like polythene or anything, or if they have one or two something that they can carry on their hand, then they try so hard to carry themselves rather than using it. So it's own people behavior also, so you cannot always blame on put the blame. And the AI and this technology always is not for like, it is not against the environment. It is for saving a carbon footprint and this kind of things also.
But indeed, some
Being
people
more,
are going to think that companies are. We take your point, what you are saying, we understand.
Yeah, I think it might happen like in US in Bitcoin, where the country is more market oriented. But if the country itself is more like eco-friendly type, like how the Finland is going towards, then it's very different. So.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. What some businesses do try to manipulate, but your consumer also have to do some things, and then the business also has to do something, and together maybe. Yeah, point everyone can reflect. Yes, next one, please.
Actually, I want to give a real example from my country. This is a little bit similar with what Yasemin said. Most of the manufacturing company in Turkey use AI to increase optimization, to increase product number. But there is a special system which observes every people's movements and to reduce their break time. Actually, this is very uncomfortable way to increase optimization, because most of the workers say to me, we are not happy with our works. We cannot even a breath, or we cannot even talk on the phone during the working hours. So they wanted to quit job while I'm talking with them. So actually, the solution to increase optimization shouldn't be with that way. Maybe they are not comfortable, or maybe they are not suitable for that work. So actually, in the end, it damages to companies' profits too, because when their qualified employees quit the job, their profit also decreases. So I think this is mental and also finance for company.
Of course, very important point Sinam has raised, because at the end of the day, what is business trying to do? Business is, yes, they are going to say they want to be friendly to the environment and sustainable development and corporate social responsibility. All of those things are right, and all major businesses have on their website, they have CSR and these type of things. But at the end of the day, if the business don't make money, it's not going to work. So even sometimes we can be very ethical, and we are in a classroom environment. Okay, I'm going to change the world, and I'm going to be very environment friendly, and I'm going to do this and that. But when you go in the field and you look at profit loss statements and where you have to cut and what I need to do, and so at the end of the day, you have to make money also. So the point Sinam has raised is very interesting one. And this now you can link it with what Lakshmi was saying. And before that, masters were saying something. So you can now combine these things and then find your own space, sweet spot. So thanks, Sinam. Welcome to the conversation part. You have been putting in, you have been participating in other way, but this is the first time. So I'm happy that you tried.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good job. Yes, Beena, please go ahead.
Yes. So because I want to add one thing, that I work in construction. I work in a civil engineering consulting design company. And there are several design companies. So what we basically do, that we design structures. Structure can be building, it can be roads, special structures and highways. So I want to add in that respect that these companies are like trying, and they are most of all the companies, for example, Rambol and other bigger companies, Sweco, they are trying to be more digitalized, and they are trying to make the whole process of designing automated. So they have developed themselves by combining the computer science. They developed this computational design. So the designing of buildings, complicated structures, they are more this computational design is like it can design a very complicated structures, but very time efficiently with less resources and less time. Because in civil engineering, we have this problem that we have very much repetitive tasks. So they are trying to make it as automated as possible. So they are using algorithm and different kind of softwares they are making by themselves, plugins and other things. And the second part is they are trying to make the process automated from the beginning till the end. So they are trying that, like, the decisions we human make, the computer will make. So this is also like adding the AI in our field. And then we are like all these companies are moving towards the digitalization, and they are adding in this respect different kind of technologies to make the process as much as digitalized and less human involved. So this is how we are progressing, like in my field. I just want to add, and for example, just this year now, they have added the chatbot, this automated chatbot in everything. Like for example, in troubleshooting, now we cannot contact the human IT support. There is like a chatbot, and the chatbot directly, yes, and they added it this year. So they are trying to move to the the AI, and they are trying to add all these kind of thing and making more efficient, time saving in every perspective in the business, to make it more efficient, less money, less time, less resources, and more computer power is being used now. Though everyone knows that in civil engineering, that advancement in computer came late, because the tools we are using, they are developed by computer scientists, but we cannot develop any tools. We are not software writers. We are just using those tools, for example, AutoCAD, NovaPoint. But now with the change of time, things have been changed. So the leaders or the big people in my company, they all are like computer science engineers and half civil engineers. So now it's been combined, because the structures now we are designing, especially the special structures, those structures which has weird kind of shapes, they are very difficult to design, because stability is the main concern.
Yes.
You have to achieve that shape of the structure, but retaining the stability. So this is very crucial thing to design. But at that point, they are utilizing the power of computer by developing new algorithm. So computer can iterate the process very quickly as compared to humans. We cannot evaluate or give so many options to the client at the same time, but with the help of computational design, we can present to the clients that, okay, now you have 3 or 4 or maybe 15 options, so you can choose from that. So that's how we are adding the value of AI, you can say, or the computational design strength, for the benefit of business, for the satisfaction of client, and also the less resources, saving money.
Very good, very good, very good, very
Because
good.
my master thesis, which I'll start from August, its topic is benefits of computational design in our business, like in my the civil engineering company. So this I have to analyze for my company. This is
Couple
my
of things, everyone. Please pay attention to them. From what Veena has said. For example, yesterday we watched a clip about career, and the guy was saying that it would be good to learn skills from 2 3 different fields and then combine them. And same thing Veena is talking about, that that is what the future of work is in her industry. She gave us examples, so I don't need to repeat them, so reflect on that. Another thing which was very fascinating from what she was saying is that when you have some internet problem in fixing and those type of things where
IT
you need
problems.
some human intervention from their IT department. She's saying now you go on chat box and AI chat, you just put in your problem.
It is very, sorry, I'm interrupting you. It is very interesting what they have done for cost saving. They have closed all the IT support department from the Europe and moved it to the India. So what they did, that they developed the chatbot. So the normal and simple problems can be solved by chatbot. If, for example, someone is trying to install one software, he wants to search any kind of version. So these kind of, and the complicated ones are then this chatbot make a ticket for you. So then this will go to the India IT support center. But before that, as much as simple problem is, they are solved by the chatbot, and they have removed the offices. Before we had one floor for the IT support. Now there is no, and they have removed from the whole Europe. So the IT support is in India, and the rest is taken care by chatbot. So that's how they are saving money and less human resources.
Excellent, excellent. And guys, you now need to link the pointers with the other pointers in the discussion and what we have been doing. That is your job to do, but let me help you a little bit on that. For example, our friend here is saying that they are using these type of technologies to decrease the cost. It is going to maybe improve the customer service also, but from business point of view, number one thing is to decrease cost, and all of this automation is going to maybe impact customer service also and make their life easy, but they are trying to decrease cost. And now link it with what Sinam just was mentioning about it, and before that Lime was mentioning things that decrease cost. And so when you call some place and they have automated response system, that for this press 1, for that press 2, for that press 3, for that press 4, and so on, is automated system. It is not necessarily there to help customer service. It is they are trying to cut the cost, and then they are taking jobs to countries like Bina mentioned a couple of things there. So very good. Think about these type of things. Let me continue with what we were doing. Another point which Bina mentioned was from start to finish automation, something like that. We are looking at design here, and you can check out this clip here. I want to take you through from on this website, Nikolay Ironov. Okay, so what is happening here? A Russian design studio has developed an AI designer, and for over a year have been passing it off as a human. To date, the network has been used successfully to over 20 of the studio's commercial projects. Has come up with an AI genuinely capable of handling complex creative tasks such as generating completely original logos and creating brand identities based on them. So design factor, you can check out this YouTube clip which I posted here. The project has developed in complete secrecy by an isolated team at the studio. In the name of conspiracy, the AI was introduced as a remote employee with his own profile and name. This meant the team could manage any risk of leaks while also gathering valuable feedback from clients on which Nicolay work, free from any prejudice against generative design. So they did not tell uh, the people that is not the real thing which is going to work on their design. The design is generated by AI. The results exceeded all expectations over the last months. Ironov has developed logos for real clients, cafes, bars, influencers, apps, and so on. So very interesting. All clients were unaware that their designs were being created by a machine. Work was approved by clients and then released to huge audiences. Please be reminded that this was not a project. It is something real which really happened, and customer got satisfied and so on. And then you can read the details, all of that. Very interesting, very interesting. The awards, all of those things. This event marks the moment that the mass automation of creative processes becomes a reality for businesses. So far we know about the automation of products and so on, but not necessarily in the field of creativity. And we were saying in earlier sessions that creativity is something which distinguishes human beings from AI, because we are more creative maybe, but this is a very good example of mass automation of creative processes. This I would like to maybe highlight, that this thing can replace a human at every stage of creating an identity. Every stage, from searching for an idea to designing ways to apply an identity. And same thing Bina mentioned in her example, from start to finish, everything. And this one is talking about from searching for an idea. And yesterday we were saying that everything starts with idea. So we need to think about idea generation. But here we are seeing that even that search for idea, AI was able to do that. Very exciting. Take time to go through this website. We don't have time, unfortunately, to go through every detail, but I tried to introduce you to this. This is where you would see this design, and then go through that and see what fascinating things AI is doing. Let's listen to this
all know the crazy chaos
short clip and see what AI is capable of.
As I said earlier, our vision for Assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
I just wanted to make a comment. You heard it, but I want to reiterate it, that it is an actual real call. It is not fabricated or anything. It's a real conversation.
Can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now. Okay, we have a 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks. Great. Have a great day. Bye.
Now, if you reflect on this is really mind blowing. Did you guys hear when the AI said, "Mm-hmm"? Yeah, that sound. Mm-hmm. That's really clever. And it was not an easy conversation. It is not that they are saying one thing and the other person is saying, okay, yes. It was real conversation. Like, do you have this time? Do you have the time between this and that? And the other person says, no, we don't have that. What is that? It's a real conversation. It's not fabricated. Yeah, continue listening, please.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text-to-speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant, but maybe it's a small restaurant which is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen.
See how may I hear you?
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people when? Today?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually we reserve for like upper like 5 people. For people you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
For when, tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Again, that was a real call. We have many of these examples where the calls quite don't go as expected, but the assistant understands the context, the nuance. It knew to ask for wait times in this case and handle the interaction gracefully.
Yeah, think about this. This is really crazy, and especially the way in the second call, it's confusing the AI. When tomorrow, today, the person is asking some other thing, they are talking in another way. It's really mind blowing. We'll continue with a couple of more clips.
I assume all of you know what Alexa is, right? So Toyota just announced that they're adding Alexa to their cars so you can control things with your voice. It's supposed to be convenient and helpful. Here's their commercial.
Starting this year, Toyota and Lexus luxury models will come with Amazon Alexa.
Alexa, turn on the AC.
Turning on AC.
Finally, a virtual assistant to help you navigate.
Alexa, where's the nearest gas station?
Nearest gas station in 1.5 miles.
And to help maintain your vehicle.
Alexa, order more brake pads.
Ordering new brake pads. Although maybe if you didn't stop so close to the car in front of you.
I left plenty of room.
You drive too aggressively.
If you were just quiet for 2 seconds, 2 seconds.
She'll talk to you literally the entire time you're driving.
I think you should have turned back there.
I know where I'm going!
Hi, you know why I pulled you over?
No, officer, I have...
Because we were driving 72 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone.
Anything else I should know?
2 miles back, we rolled through a stop sign without coming to a complete stop. Also, there are illegal fireworks in the trunk.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to step out of the car, please.
Amazon Alexa. You'll never...
So of course this is done in a lighter note, but think about it. There are always some challenges for anything you can think about. Going to to continue with some of the clips, and then you can keep on making your notes, and then together I will take everyone for the...
Jenga is a complex game requiring a steady hand and nerves of steel. As humans, we combine our senses of sight and touch to master this game. Now, researchers at MIT's M-Cube lab have devised an algorithm to replicate this ability using a robot. Unlike typical machine learning methods that rely on huge data sets to decide their next best action, this robot learns and uses a hierarchical model that enables gentle and accurate extraction of pieces. This model allows the robot to estimate the state of a piece, simulate possible moves, and decide on a favorable one. It divides the possible interactions between the robot and the Jenga tower into clusters, each with its own set of physics. The robot efficiently and clearly identifies when a piece feels stuck or free and decides how to extract it using far less data. This approach is a successful example of AI moving into the physical world. The robot learns as it interacts with its environment and captures some of the essential skills that define human manipulation.
This again, very interesting advancement. MIT, as I was telling you guys, that we should look that up, and what are the type of different projects they are working on. Quite exciting things they are working on. And now think about the application of this, although this is just a game here, but look at how steady the robotic hand is, how it is learning on its own, and how precise the movement should be. Any one mistake and the thing is going to collapse. As a matter of fact, if you have tried these type of games, they are not easy to play, because even for human beings, if you are a beginner, they take a lot of experience and patience and all of those things and movement. And but think about the application. For example, the way I'm looking at it in construction, how this application can help in medical sciences, in surgery, for example, how these type of applications can help, and other type of businesses. Now you can continue thinking about them, and so on. Here is an example of that. You can listen to this in your own time maybe, but this is quite a big advancement in the field. Like before, in the early days, see, it is touching the block there. It's not like the real leg would move, but if you want to move it, you would have to move it like this. But over the years, as AI is able to sense, able to distinguish between different type of hurdles and so on, it eventually started mimicking how the real human leg would do, just like you saw in this. And here they are explaining what are the things they did, and now this is the experiment. See the movement of the leg, very similar to the one of the real human being. Yeah, very nice experiment. And now they are comparing. See, very excellent. This might look very easy, because by grace of God, our legs are working fine, and we hope they keep on working the same way, even better. But if for someone who have lost their leg or something like that, this advancement is huge. I've published the report. They have published the report, I think, with this. Again, these type of like, when now we just use remote control to do everything, and we don't even want to walk to the TV and do something. We don't have to, because remote control is going to do the things whatever we want to do. So with that, we are going to close today's session. If someone want to talk about anything, I will stick around anyways, but this is the last clip with which we are closing. If you have to leave, you can leave definitely. Yes, thanks everyone. Cheers. Enjoy your night. Have a good one. Yes, what's up, Carolina?